Hello. Alright, this morning I implemented something. This has been technically possible in Blockhead for a long time, but then I just never implemented it. If you have... hold on, let me... some kind of bounce. If you bounce to a sample, you can now, even if you delete these blocks, information about that bounce is now stored against this sample. So you can right click here and say restore source blocks to get the blocks that went into that bounce. And so that's it works infinitely as well. So if you bounce these, this creates a new sample. Hold on, let me color code it just to make it clearer. Make these green. So create a new sample from this selection. Right click here, restore source blocks to get them back, and then again restore source blocks because this was a product of a bounce as well. And then you get them back. And then this one was not a product of a bounce, so there's no option here in the menu. So that's interesting. So yeah, again, the information about the bounce is stored against the sample, actually, not the block. So probably it should also show up here, I guess. There should be a button here to essentially do this operation. There's a bunch of things I haven't tested yet, like for example, if for example this is part of a clone group, like that. Is this going to work correctly? Let's see. So this is 3 instances of this block. If I would delete these ones, it goes down to 2. Now if I restore, okay, so it creates copies when you restore. Because that's exactly what I told it to do. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about, should it actually return that block instance to the clone group? Maybe in the future I'll change the behavior to be, it's a bit more complicated if I want to do that, I think. Or, well, it's probably not any more complicated, but it requires some thought. The other thing I didn't test yet, this is always a source of problems, is send and receive stuff. I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's see. So if I bounce this selection, oh, bouncing doesn't even work. Okay. What happened? Okay. We block instances 2. It didn't find this one. Let's do something really simple. So send, receive, connect this to this, bounce. 31. Send, bounce. Okay, just a send is fine. So this, you can see down in the bottom right when I hover over these things, gives me information about the ID. So This is 9 and this is 35. What is it that's failing? 35. So the receive is not taking place in here. So send and receives, when you copy a selection and it contains both a send and a receive, and the receive is connected to the send, that is a very complicated corner case, which has been a massive source of issues in the past. So I'm not surprised that there's going to have to be some jiggery pokery that I don't understand yet in order to get it to work with this bouncing thing that I just did. So let's see what's actually happening. So save copy to. This should create a copy of the entire workspace. And then it should do some special stuff for the send and receive, I think. But interestingly, it looked like there was information being generated about, like this data structure was being filled with something, but apparently not the. Oh, hold on. Let me think. Hold on. I don't actually know what is going on. Okay. Save the track. Save the lane. We are in copy mode, so we do save copy to. Then what happens here? This is the send, which I think is fine. Block duplicate requires source data. Cross copy mapping, no and no. Post duplicate. This doesn't do anything. Okay, so that's very simple. Then this is the send instance. Does this do something? Yes, it does. So 9 to 19. That's what's being created there. That's fine. So next one is the receive. Let's see what happens here. This is the receive, right? Yep. Duplicate requires source data. Ah, now what's happening? Save. Block duplicate requires source data. What is that doing? Okay. Then what does this do? 20, 10. Okay, I don't care about this bit yet. Let me look at this. Ah, that didn't do anything. Oh, hold on. Duplicate requires copy mapping. Requires copy mapping. Hold on a second. Copied block instances. This is. Hold on. Requires copy mapping. requires copy mapping effect. Copy mapping. Why does it not require a copy mapping? Surely it just always does. Almost all of these have this flag. Requires copy mapping. Received block duplicate requires copy mapping. I mean, apparently it just needs the copy mapping. Copy mapping, copy mapping. What is this copy mapping? Can't remember. Copy mapping. Copy info. Copy mapping. Where is this? This is used from, oh yeah, manipulators and send and receives, but for receive instances I don't create a copy mapping. But now I'm assuming that I am. Oh, okay. I get it. So it was just luck that it was working before because I was only testing with sampler blocks, and sampler blocks create copy mappings because of manipulators. Maybe I should just always create copy mappings because it's not expensive to do anyway. It's just not expensive. The copy info, the copy mapping is literally just a couple of integers essentially. It's 16 bytes for a copy mapping. I should just always do it, I think. It just uses a little bit more memory, but it's not relevant, I don't think. The reason I'm sort of just pausing to think about the memory usage is this is memory. These data structures are basically what power the undo redo system. So so they stick around in memory basically, and the bigger they are, the more memory. But it's marginal compared to everything else, I think. So yeah, what I'm thinking is block type info. Where is it? Type info. Nope, that's not the one. Block type. That one. Oh my god. Come on, Visual Studio. How difficult is it to open the file that I actually selected? Yeah, my thinking was to delete this flag and just always create copy mappings. I think that makes sense. Get rid of that. And then here, just don't check, just always do that. Am I going to regret that? I don't know. I think it's fine. Just clears all this shit. Yeah, while we're waiting, let's have a look at the sample info panel, because I think I want to add another button to it. Okay. Send, receive, connect this to this, bounce. That works. And now, is this actually going to work? No. Okay, so receive source. So it's trying to create the send. Hold on. I need to do a rewire. After this point, I think I can actually just go rewire, which does magic things, which I'm not going to explain. But I'm like internally let me just think. I'm creating copies of the send and receive. Then I need to rewire the received to point to the correct source. That's the point, I think. So that's what rewire does, among other things. I think so. Oops. Okay. It failed in a different location. Oh no, it's the same operation here. Receive, create a block, yeah, and then create the send. Okay. But it's not on a lane. If lane, where's this lane coming from? Yeah. I had to remove it from the lane as well. Move it from the lane. Yes. Okay, I get it. Oh no, that's happening here instead. Yeah, no, okay, this problem is here, right. Or is it? Let me look again. It's okay to have the lane information, I think, but I could get away with just removing it. So, send, receive. bounce, that much works fine. But then when you go to restore, let me just check. Oh, that's deep in there. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's remove the lane information. So, okay. For ID improve IDs, set lane ID nothing. So what's happening is when I try to restore the blocks that went into the bounce, it's trying to load that receive block, and it's seeing that it's connected to a send, but the send doesn't exist yet. And so it tries to create it on the fly, and when it's trying to create it on the fly, it looks at what lane it was on. But the lane technically doesn't exist because I created like a virtual copy of the entire workspace. And so the lane that it's trying to create it on, it was like a copy of a lane, but the lane is not like a proper lane. It sort of exists ethereally. I know none of this makes sense, but it makes sense to me. Let's see, restore, still breaks, but in a different place. Get global lane position. It's not on a lane. Again, it's not on a lane. So, right, that's why we need the we need the lane information. Actually, right, okay. We can't remove the lane information because we need it for when we're constructing the configuration of blocks for stamping purposes. So instead, try load. So we're loading the receive, which happens here, and we see there's a source. Create if doesn't exist. Create. Then we see there's a lane, and we're saying set lane, but the lane doesn't exist. So it gets to here. And then that is what breaks something in there because the lane doesn't exist. Makes perfect sense that it doesn't, that it breaks. Makes sense that it breaks. I just need to think about what the correct way to fix that is. So what we need to reproduce this is a send, that's fine. Receive, that's fine. Do that, bounce, do that, that's fine. Then when we go to restore, we get to this point. Hold on, send. It doesn't execute. Yeah, exactly. So this lane doesn't exist, lane 17. So what part actually fails in here? At some point it's going to try to query this lane. Old lane, new lane, yeah. So this is not a real lane. It doesn't exist. So is it this bit that breaks? It must be. No, there's a check in here, is there? Okay. One of these things must break in here, right? Oh yeah, the reticulator stuff, okay. So let me just think about this function, because this is a dark and dirty corner case. This is like the one situation where we're going to end up here. This situation that I've created where you have a send and receive connected to each other, and then you create a bounce, and then you restore the bounce blocks from the sample. That is the one situation where we end up here. So we have this like one instance of invariance in this function. Let me just think about it. Old lane, new lane. It's a bit. There's all. On lane changed. Wait, which part is actually breaking then? I thought it was in here. We're checking old lane, new lane. Ah, we think that the new lane exists, but it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to change this function. To take these indices instead. If I'd done this to begin with, then this never would have been an issue. So if and check the IDs. And get ID of the pref. This get ID is like a really cheap function. It's just an array index. I'm using this name pref. Well, this should be called core actually. Core lane, new lane, yeah, got ID. Which is going to return nothing, right? Invalid, yeah. Core ID. Yeah. Get ID. Core. And now we're checking if that's actually a valid lane, which it won't be. Oh wait, we already have it. Okay. Yeah, see, I should have been taking these indices anyway. So if I'd written this function today, I would have been taking these indices rather than the IDs. Ref, old lane, new lane. rid of this. Where am I going to put this button? Just thinking about, whoops. Really? Yeah, this is already too many buttons. So I'll try to configure them a bit more vertically, I think. Whoops. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Do this. And now, okay, it's a different location this time. So now, this is not, find range apps. Why has this happened? I wonder. Update apps ranges. Interesting. Why would that happen? Let me think. What would this? Why does this? But why has this got? Why has it got anything to do with send and receive blocks? This would happen anyway, regardless, surely. But it doesn't. It's only send, receive, bounce, restore. Amazing. Update apps ranges. Oh, update core. Update core apps range. Happens here and nowhere else. Lane apps ranges. Set data offset. Set location. All right, let's figure out where it's happening. Core is on a lane now. No, it isn't. It's -1. So this must be the send here, which is not on a lane. Set location. Set location happens. It's not on a lane. It's not on a lane. Was on a lane, but not anymore. So this if is wrong. This condition is wrong. I need to actually check if it... I'm assuming... Old value, new value. Lane changed false. So this is just an incorrect condition here. This was technically always incorrect, but it didn't matter because this is the only, again, it's the only corner case where it actually mattered, I suppose. Yeah. Bounce. Restore. Same place. So it must be something else. Lane 17 is the one that doesn't exist, I think. Core send. Hold on a second. What is happening? If it... Hold on. I think the problem is somewhere else. If it's not on a lane, or if it is on a lane that doesn't... If that lane doesn't exist, then you should never get to this point. You should never get to this point. So... Again, it exists in the virtual workspace, but it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in reality. So that's again. Bit confused here. I did this thing where if you used like the fast block brushing thing where you just press B and they go like that, if you do it, if you release quick enough, then it doesn't. I deliberately made it so that if you do it really quickly, it doesn't open the thing. but maybe I will remove that or just shorten the amount of time that it can be, shorten the threshold for something that feels better. Because sometimes I have noticed that I literally am just doing that, but it's mainly for testing. It's when I'm just testing things. But I think I will shorten it or just get rid of that behavior, I suppose. Right. This is the send. Lane -1. So it doesn't set it. What does this do? Does this not set the... Oh, I see. I can't remember where the 17 is coming from. Type send 17. Hold on. Something weird's going. Oh, I'm creating 2 send instances. Interesting. So that means my rewire is not working the way I thought it would. $19. Okay, it doesn't exist. I'm loading and receive. The source is 19. I've already created a send instance though. It clearly wasn't the right one. Or just the source is not being updated. Okay. Send. Receive. Do that. We do a bounce. What does rewire do here? If it's a receive, rewire the receive. Source was 9, but now it's 19. So 19 is the correct ID, I think. Okay. Then if we do this, this is the send 54. 54. What the fuck? Hold on. Because I'm creating new ones, obviously. Oh, this doesn't make sense. This isn't going to make sense. This isn't going to work. Right, because I have to create clones based on... on the intermediate model. So the problem is in here, the way that I'm creating... I did this clone in place thing, which is... Is it wrong? And I need to do a rewire happens here. The clone in place thing is wrong, I think. Okay. Instead of clone it in place, I just do clone. Clone. I can't do that. Because I'm creating new instances from nothing. But what does clone in place do? I think nothing good. Clone in place, clone in place. Clone in place. This is creating a new instance. And it's going to be pointing to the... Ah, but then the rewire is not going to do anything. Also, update happens here, which it can't do. It has to happen afterwards. Oh, yeah. This has to happen after the update. I think that might be the only issue. This has to happen afterwards. How do I do that? Let's happen afterwards. Okay. So we rewire here and then we loop through the blocks again. For outs. This is not good code. I just want to... I'll clean this up afterwards, probably. Let's see, maybe it just magically works now. Send, receive. Nope. I don't understand how this is happening. Lane 57. That doesn't make sense either. Lane 57. Is that the virtual lane that I'm creating? Or what? Lane 57. Where does 57 come from? This is 52. Okay, so it's the virtual lane. Saved lane. No, the saved lane is 54. Where does 57 come from? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's multiple lanes, I forgot. Okay, there's 57. That should never make it anywhere. Okay, so what I can do is I'm already doing it. I'm setting the lane to nothing. Right here. The lane gets set to nothing. 94, we set lane to nothing. Ah, but I get it. It's because of the connection between the receive and the send. When the receive is loaded, it loads the send, but it loads it from the model before the lane has been set to null. So I do this. But then I lose lane information. I don't want to do that. Because I need the lane information here, but that's the only thing I need it for. Okay, I get it. So I need to do this before I start this loop, but I also need to get lane information. The only thing that this is used for is the lane and the position. Improv. Okay, I'm gonna do something hacky. Source pref. Source prefs. And then I need to do this. Get rid of this. And then go source prefs I. What a mess. What a gigantic mess. Just a mess of vomit code, no comments. I think maybe that makes sense, but I'm aware that I've said that exact sentence about 20 times now. Oh my god. And they're connected. Are they? Send block 58. This one. Cool. It's not showing the relationship though. Like this one does. That's why I was unsure. Oh, and also this has created a clone. somehow. Okay, it's all broken. It's all broken. But also it's just not working. Yeah, it's not actually connected. Now it is. So we've got a clone send here, which shouldn't be possible. It's all broken. It's very difficult. Okay, I'll go back to that fix, send, receive, bounce restoration. I think it's almost working, but not quite. But I want to put that on hold and just do the sample info thing. So what do we have here? Here are the buttons. Let's give these proper names. Interpret bytes. These have all got camel case names. It's such an old control that I haven't changed for a while. Let's try to sort this out a little bit. And the new one, restore source box. trying to update things to my current style. A little bit. What's going on? I think Visual Studio is just broken. Still complaining about this. It's just an IntelliSense bug, I think. Need to put a light on, it's getting dark. Alright, let's see if that button works. That's not obvious. So it works, but it starts dropping from this location. Yeah. So everything on the workspace appears behind this interface here. And changing that actually breaks some other interface elements. I don't know about that. Okay. I've achieved nothing. Well, I made some progress on the send receive thing, but for now I'm going to just hide this button and figure that out at some other point. That's restoration progress. Okay, I didn't get to any stopping point there really. But I do need to go eat some food because I am starving.